I'm going to have a crack at designing a battery cover. Two of my quads have got them, two of them don't. I don't own a 3D scanner. I'm starting on the design of a battery cover. That white line you can see there's just a reflection of the lighting. Black line there, which is lined up with the centre line. Another line down here. I'll move the camera across now. It's lined up with the centre, that black line and the centre line. Same with the centre line drawn on the plastic there. So this is a sheet of about 4 or 5 millimetre perspex that I've roughly cut to fit over the front of the bike there. I've put in a couple of the M6 clips here and here and a couple of screws in. Drilled a couple of holes in my perspex sheet so that it aligns it pretty well. Looking through the camera's got to be about there to be aligned properly. Yeah, like I just sight through. There's less than a finger thickness there. The idea is I'm trying to accurately measure and make a template of where the battery cover joins, you can see it better on there, joins the front fender plastics. It comes up here, there's a radius there and there's a big curve around the front there, and then it comes over. It's interesting, it sits sitting up on a block here and a block here, which must be the main rests for the front cover. Then it screws in, folds over and screws in down the front here. I've got one clip in place there at the moment. Now this perspex sheet is just going to hopefully create a fairly accurate pattern as to where this edge from there up round that radius and then back down to here. From what I can figure, it's all of that is on the same plane. That plane may not be exactly the same as my perspex sheet at the moment, but I will sight through the perspex sheet, possibly prop the perspex sheet up until it's parallel with that plane, and try and get a pretty accurate trace as to what that footprint should be. Hand taped some electrical tape to the top of my plastic window. I'm trying to get this radius and curve through there and those corners about right. I think that's the best I can do at this stage. I'm going to take that in and put a sort of grid over the white tape and try and get some scale to it. So there's some grid lines I've added to my template. There's the holes that located this. I marked the centre line. I was mainly trying to get the profile of this curve done right, so I've broken that down into little grid squares and picked up reference points. I've marked them there and there and there, and obviously the centre point, and estimated what the radiuses are here and here, and picked up some points to get these side straight lines referenced, so the correct angles and the correct distance from the centre line. So all of that aids in trying to get that pattern into the CAD. I marked a spline along my grid reference points, then looked for the best fit of a 3-point circle. The small radiuses were about 12 millimetre. I wanted to make a template and test it on the bike before I put any detail into my model. My very basic design needed to be sliced into 4 pieces to be able to fit on the print bed of my printer. This model will act as a template for future designs. The 4 pieces are stood up on end to be able to fit as one print on the print bed. These are the 4 pieces of basic battery cover, and the blue outline there is tree supports for them as they're printing. It's going to take 2 or 3 days to print that off in that configuration, which is probably not how I do it when I come to do the real one. Risk losing the whole lot if there's a failure, and there's likely to be a failure given the way I've got those tree supports configured. You can see how there's tree supports reaching in between the layers there to try and reach up and support the unsupported top edge. You can see that face there is 1/2 of the driver's end of the lid, with the large curve in the radius corner, right hand rear side. This one here is the right hand left side. That's how the support structures are set up on Cura. It's currently printing and it's probably got more than a day to go. I've got to say I've been procrastinating a little bit. I've got the front bash plate and bumper and plastic supports on. Those wings on the side of the front fender are held on by just the one screw through the plastic support. I'm going to go and get some handlebar grips. I ordered 3 sets of black ones. Black ones for $4.50 a pair. This morning this printer had been running for around 35 hours. It's anticipated it's going to take 86 hours to complete this print. The tallest piece will be 170 millimeters above the print bed. I can only hope there's not a power outage or this tree structure collapses. I keep coming back and checking on this print every couple of hours, expecting it to fail. Well, it's 8 o'clock at night and this print's been going for 46 hours so far, and the clock says it still has another 39 hours to go. The sidewall height is currently about 115 millimeters. The highest point's going to be 170 millimeters. It still won't be finished in the morning, but I suspect I'll be up a number of times during the night checking on it. Get out to your shed and have some fun.